Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I have a different kind of book. I've been on like a little monster kick or other male heroes, and I picked up this book when I picked up So I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon by Kimberly Limiting. And then I saw this book, which is Orc-Ward Encounters by Sam Hall. And this is the first book in the Monster Street series. And actually, I was trying to figure out why it was called Monster Street when the cover looked like they were in their world. But that was explained to me in the book. Let me tell you my thoughts on this. But first, let's do some housekeeping. And I will say, I hope you all are doing a happy day, wonderful day. I hope everything's great. My head is still tender because of my hair. So I've just been trying to not lay on it hard. But whatever. Okay, so we start off with Layla. Layla is Australian and she's basically like a homebody. She's also plus size. When I mean plus size, I mean how people describe her is fat. That's like how everyone who is human just describes her as being fat. But I don't know how big she is. Like, they talk about her body, but only like the intimate parts, like her butt, her thighs, and her chest, but nothing else. So then I'm just like, does she have like a fupa? Because I also think fupas on women, they can look good. You can make a fupa look great. Or is she just a plus size model? You know what I mean? Like, I've seen plus size models have like very flat stomachs and they just like have big thighs, big arms, big chest, but they're still flat. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't tell me that, but everyone who's human, who's a male, describes her as fat, which I was just like, wait, what? Like, that's shocking. Like, okay, so let me just get into this. Layla is basically supposed to go out with her friend Hannah, and Hannah is described as like a skinny bee. Like, she makes all the men who she like likes or doesn't like fall for her, and she's like the golden person. She is the person that you see on Instagram who has like millions of followers, and all her comments are like guys being thirsty for her. So Hannah comes over and she's like, hey, I know you're supposed to be like drawing for your comic or whatever. I wanted to just like Netflix and watch Netflix, or have Netflix watch you, but you promised we were supposed to go out, so I'm gonna get all your clothes together, I'm gonna do your makeup, and we're gonna go out and have a girls' night, and just a girls' night, because I want to have fun. And I subscribe to that sometimes. If your friend is a introvert, having them go out to places with lots of people and they don't want to, that makes me uncomfortable. Like, I want to do something where we both can enjoy our time and not have the person I'm with be really visceral, uncomfortable. And that's how like Layla sees this. But she's gonna push through for the sake of her friendship with Hannah. So they've been friends since they were young girls. So they go out and Hannah gets picked up by these guys, and she's just like, no, I'm just here with my friend, and like they get away. But this bartender is like, oh, you know, if you're gonna try, like, Layla is just like, she's surrounded by a bunch of guys. They all look at me like with glares because I'm not her shape. So I'm just gonna stay at the bar and get the drinks. So this bartender is like, hey, if you're going to be dealing with those assholes, here's this drink, and I'm giving it to you for free. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a great move. But she says this drink looks really different and tastes really different as well. It's green, has spice in it, but tastes great. So she takes this drink back to the table where Hannah is with the guys, and Hannah's like, hey guys, we're gonna go to a different table. See you guys later. We don't want your number. Blah, 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 blah. So then she does that. They go to a different table, and Hannah is like, hey, we're gonna get our drinks. We're gonna go to the dance floor. And Layla is just like, I'm looking at the dance floor and I'm seeing all these different shapes. I can do this. And I was just like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like, you shouldn't be discouraged because of your shape at a club. Like a lot of people don't like certain body types, and I can't get mad at them for not liking certain body types, but as long as I'm comfortable with myself and someone finds me attractive, or even if they don't find me attractive, if I find myself attractive, then someone else will too. You know what I mean? But anyways, so Layla goes to the restroom because she has to tinkle. She comes back and Hannah is by these two guys. One guy is just like trying to get Hannah to the dance floor, and the other guy is just the wingman. And you know how this goes because a good-looking chick with her ugly friend, your wingman has to take the ugly friend. So Layla's just like, hey, no, I get this. You can go chase someone else. I'm not going to ruin Hannah and your guys' time. If Hannah wants to do this and Hannah can, I don't care. So please just don't put effort into this. And then the guy's just like, he's amused. He's like, oh, like that's different. And so they just start talking. And then she's like, since I'm not going to be messing with you, I might as well just tell you about like what I do. And so she talks about like her drawing, her anime, Netflix, all that kind of stuff. And he talks about him and his boy run this like adventure park for hiking in the outback. And they just like have like conversation. So Hannah comes back and Hannah's like, hey, like, come on, come dancing. And like, she sees the guy that Hannah's with just like looking at her. So she's like, you know what? I'm taking one. So like, no, I have to use the restroom. And Hannah looks, that's another thing. Like, I don't like it. Like, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but like, I don't like it when my friend takes me out somewhere that I don't want to go. And I'm letting her know that since I'm here, I'm only here for her enjoyment. I can find enjoyment by just like watching and like being on my phone. But if I'm telling you to leave me alone and go do you, then you should just leave me alone and go do you. Like there's like code words I will use if I just want to leave. So please don't make it seem like I'm like the pity party. Don't make me be out the person to like mess up your groove, because that's like resentful. And I don't think people understand that. Like and I don't know if I'm coming off bitter, but like if I don't want to go to like, I don't know, this restaurant, but you want to go to a restaurant and it's just the two of us, and like it's like you really want to do this, and I'm like, okay, you know what, fine, I'll do it with you. And we get there And we're getting our appetizers, and you're just like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure? And I'm just like, I'm already here. I wouldn't leave. I also wouldn't leave you with the bill. Quit asking me. Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's just, okay, that's a rant, but I almost felt like Hannah was being like very hypersensitive to the plight of her friend being known as the ugly friend compared to her. Like, I just don't like that. I hate that in real life. Like, in a book, I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I get it. It's part of the plot. But, like, I don't like it in real life. Like, if I'm considered the ugly friend in the friend group, then don't be hypersensitive for me. You're the one who brought me out here. I didn't have to come in. And then if people say, like, oh, then why are you here? Because you, like, wore me down and kept telling me, like, it's, like, months now. And then finally I come and I'm trying to have fun. And then you're just like, oh, those guys, they're looking at us now. I'm like, I'm really attracted to them, but I don't want to leave you. What? That just... okay, whatever. All right. Sorry. I was nagging. Anyways. So she just used the restroom again. She's like, hey, just kind of go dance with whoever he is. And she's using the restroom, and then Hannah comes in and she's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, leave her alone. She knows the deal. Just go do your thing. She's being a great wing woman. Like, she's being very, like, if I was her, I would have just, like, left you. Not really. But in my mind, I'm just like, oh my gosh, please stop. Like, I would give you a code word and be like, hey, let's go. You can get the number and then come back, do a date or something like that. But come on. Anyways, so, like, they hash it out. And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. You just go back to that guy. And so Hannah leaves. And Layla is just like, okay, I'm about to get ready to go out again, deal with this drama. I just want to sit down and drink. So she goes out and she overhears the two guys talking about, hey, you're supposed to be taking one for the team with that fat, ugly girl. I was just like, what? Like, you don't... what? Oh my gosh. Oh, cringe. And I felt so bad too. And she's just like listening to the guy Hannah was with say, hey, good looking girls don't leave their ugly friends. So you need to take her down. And I'm just like, what? And the other guy is like, she understands what's going on. She has no problem with it. And he's just like, hey, I remember that time last week I took one for the team and then I messed with that ugly girl for you. You need to do one for me. And I'm just like, and Layla's just like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I'm done. She storms out into the park and gets sucked into a portal on this planet called Lunar. I know this is not where I was ranting before, right? She gets sucked into this portal on a planet called Lunar and meets these 3 orcs. Like, I literally spent, like, I think 8 minutes ranting about my feelings on this like, these 2 scenes. I'm so sorry. But she's like into there and she meets with the guys and she's trying to figure out, like, she's wondering if they're cosplaying, which is hilarious because she's drunk, mind you. She's like drunk. So she's like, are you guys cosplaying? Because I would do too. Like, I would be like, did I just stumble into like your territory of like glamping? Not glamping. Oh, what is it called? Yeah, I think it's called glamping. Is it called glamping? Yeah, it's like when they play, like cosplay real things, like, you know, old age things, like the Renaissance and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, whatever. Um, but she's like, she passes out. She is in this cave with them, and then I think that like, didn't she like they tell her about like their world, and they're humans in their world, which I find very unsatisfying. This world they're from, like, I wish there was like more building on the world, because I just know that there's humans and there's raiders and then there's orcs. So, like, is it medieval? Like, a lot of things I was just like very confused about. But that's not the point of the story. So they find her scent attractive. They think she's beautiful, and they are all wanting to be with her. So they start mating, a courting ritual, and this is like how they do it. And then I will tell you, okay, I thought that she was gonna be stuck in their world, but it turns out that the way she stumbled into their world, she can go back to her world. And so these three men, orcs, go back to her world for love. And I was just thinking, I don't know if I would do that. It depended on, like, she has family. They have family too, but how they describe it as like when they're leaving the world, that their family and friends know that when it comes to mating, that they're willing to do anything for their mates. And if leaving their planet brings them their mate, their life partner, then it's okay. But I was just like, I don't know if I could commit to that. If I had the love of my life and I found like the love of my life, the mates, but I had to leave Earth to be with them, and I could not go back to Earth and never see my parents or my family again, I don't know if I could do that. That's so hard. That's like a lot. And I don't know if I have that in me to just like leave. Maybe if like my immediate family was gone or going away, I could. But since like they're not going anywhere, I don't know if I could. That was hard for me. I was just like, oh gosh, you guys are committed. But this was cool. The explanation of orc penises was really funny. And then how the orcs, because the orcs are all virgins, because they wait for their mate, and how the orcs explain what they're going to do to Layla, I was just like, if only we had this taught in school. Like, they were like super in depth. And it was just really funny. Really funny. But yeah, I gave this book a 4-star. So I know that there's a second book, and it has to do with, I'm guessing, oh my gosh, they're not centaurs. They're, oh my gosh. If you've seen Saga, then the guy main character, like, they have the horns for him that come out. And it's like a bull. I think because it says, I think the title is like taking the bull by his horns or something like that. I'll put it up here. But I might read that one. But again, like, so this was good. I read it in like 4 days, but it's because like I wasn't into it at first, and then it got interesting at 100 pages, but it's only 200 pages long, so take that with what you will. But yeah, so I liked it. It was very funny. Like some of the things, like what do you call it? The navigation and the transition from medieval world to the future and how they interpret oh my gosh, interpret is that how you say it? Oh my gosh, Lauren, what are you saying? interpret what's going on is super hilarious, you know? Or maybe it's just me. Okay, it's just me. Alright, I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm just gonna stop it now because I don't know what's going on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. It's long, I know, for a 200-page book. I understand. I just have to get that rant out because that was like killing me for a minute. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, time, evening, wherever you are. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and I will see you guys, hopefully, in my next video. I post Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and sometimes Sundays. So, I'll see you then. Bye!